One of these days we're gonna have to stop buying
Yep.
and
That'll be the day.
nestle in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, stop buying so heavy. I mean, if we can't ever dig out.
Yep.
All right. Anything else to say for today? Because I got to get editing and move along. What do you got
Nope,
there?
don't think that's worth a significant amount of money. I don't know exactly how old it is, but probably 1960s Herco military style watch. Really cool, actually. I like the look.
Yeah, you like it?
Super small.
The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler.
Good evening, fellow pickers, would-be adventurers. Dealer here with the Crazy Picker Life, the show that talks and walks about picking and selling on eBay and Amazon. Oh, this seems to be 2 days in a row where I've decided to sit in my chair. Woo-hoo. Yeah, this month is catching up with me a little bit. Definitely having to consolidate certain things and put things aside to be listing every single day that I'm in the office, 10 items. It's not that it's harder than I thought. I've done it before. I've went through streaks before and listed even more in the summer sometimes. You know, it's the consistency. It's getting into that groove of consistency that's pretty tough. One thing I wanted to mention, and then I got to get right to listing here. If you're still working your business out of your house and you have a spouse that works outside of the house, and you know, that's one thing, and if you have kids, that's a whole nother dynamic. Others of you probably have, you know, other people in your household, and whether it's roommates or possibly parents or whatever situation you might be in. Of course, there's apartments and all the complexities of neighbor noises and all that kind of stuff, and there's all kinds of different situations. If it was up to me, I'd be in a motorhome full time in it, but that's a whole nother episode's discussion. So back when we were in the house, which it's got to be at least 3 years now. We've been out of the house. We were in the basement of our house and filled that thing up and was, you know, having some challenges down there. We had some plumbing challenges down there and a bunch of things that you can get when you work in the basement of a 90-year-old house. So one of the things that was really tough was interruptions, and really people not knowing what it means to run a business when there's a household right on top of you. I imagine that some of you run the business from a spare room or right in the midst of all the chaos. That's tough. Well, even when you move out of the house and have a successful business like I do, there can be challenges in scheduling. Lon, my wife, not going to say anything bad, but she goes to work 9 to 5, and then, you know, 4 months out of the year during tax season it's longer, and at a Saturday more or less. I can't interrupt that schedule, right? So I can't say, hey, you know, how about you take 2 hours off in the middle of the day and we go bowling? She'd look at me and she'd go, you crazy? No. I mean, I'd have to like really have some bargaining chips to pull that off. Now, you know, if she has to go to an appointment or go for coffee or something like that, that's okay, right? Right in the middle of the workday, as long as it fits in with whatever's going on. It is a double standard. It is really a double standard because my schedule is not as, what would you call it, sacred. So in other words, you know, I come down here and it flexes from when I'm done with supper, and if I have anything else to do, I come down here after supper. Now I do come in during the day in the morning, depending on how many orders I have, depending on where the kids are with their school, depending on when I can get my butt out of bed. depending if I'm on a sleep deprivation cycle, which I do go through sometimes, where I really limit my sleep and I just gun it for a while, or if I'm on a sleep in schedule, kind of like on the other end of that, where I'm regaining steam. I haven't talked a lot about sleep deprivation and certain things, sleep cycles and all that. Maybe we will. Maybe I'll go through one here. Who knows? But my schedule gets dinged. For example, this Sunday there's a Packer game, right? And so it runs at 3 o'clock and it goes till, I don't know, 6:30 or whatever, right? And so that again is off limits time. My wife's a fanatic. Hi, Lon. Packer fanatic. I hung that up and she didn't even notice it. Oh, dear. Good job hanging that up, big dealer. I got to pat myself on the back for that one, I guess. Really worked well. So that time's off limits, but we have Elizabeth, who just turned 5 today. And, we had all the congratulations this morning. Her brothers and sisters gave her a few gifts. Typically, we have a special meal and a family thing on Sunday for the birthday, right? And then in the last few years, the kids get to choose what they want to do. One of the things we do regularly is we go out bowling as a family for birthdays. It's just kind of a neutral activity. It is a lot of fun. And the kids, as they get older, progress. It's a whole deal. They've got an arcade over there, and what do you call it, with the disc and the paddles? I don't know. It's not skee ball, but whatever. Where it's not table tennis, but it's skeet back and forth. I can't even think of the darn thing. Anyway, then they got old arcade games. Skee ball. Is it skee ball? I don't know what it is. That's not what it is either. Doesn't matter, but they have all these fun things there, okay? And so we could do that on Sunday, but no, it would get too late, right? Never mind that, dealer's in the middle of his 10 a day thing. And so what we negotiate to do, and mostly negotiations in my house, are like me giving in. I am an expert negotiator, but with my wife Lon, I guess she could be called an expert negotiator plus, right? So Friday night is now the bowling night. So we're going to go bowling tomorrow night. And Sunday is going to be the Packer game. I'm going to bring in some food, and basically I'm going to cater the Packer game, and we're going to have some fun there. And after the Packer game, we'll still do some things, like probably watch Three Stooges, or something else that Elizabeth wants to do. She'll probably play with a couple of her toys she got, or whatever. And Friday night's my work night, right? So where do I do my work? Well, I either do it tonight after midnight, or I get up early tomorrow morning or do it, or I try to shuffle something around during the day tomorrow and do it. None of those work very well. So what'll probably happen is I'll have to stay late Friday night. And the problem with that is I've got to get up Saturday morning. If I want to go picking, I've got to get up at 5 or 5:30, or if I really want to be late to where I'm going, 6 a.m. So again, I'm the one who flexes, and I know many of you out there understand what I mean. So I'm used to it, but I think talking about it helps. And it's not that I don't work a lot of hours. If I added them all up, an average week is probably between 40 and 50 hours, okay? Now, it's hard to calculate because if I go picking on a Saturday, I could be gone. What's really work there? I guess it's work. I mean, I'm gone from 6 a.m. until 10 at night. but I don't really count that as work. I do a lot of things outside of work with homeschooling and just an old house and chasing 6 kids around and running and all that. So my week is still long, even if I'm not working. I'm not working 80 hours a week. Now, there are some times where I will bust it and work longer hours. Most of those days are in the past, though. I don't do that regularly anymore. I don't think if you use your time wisely in this business that you have to. But you really have to pinpoint what you want to do. So, what's the solution? I don't know. Moving out to an external office was part of that. That really helped with the separation. There's other downsides. I mean, you separate yourself from your refrigerator and your microwave and your filtered water and your pizza oven and your TV and all that. So if you move out, you might need those things, and your couch, and you might get a hassle when you get all those things, and it's like, how come you're spending money on all those things? Well, because I live at work. Duh. I get myself in trouble on this vlog too, by the way. More on that later, maybe, but I have to watch what I say because my wifey's watching. Hi, Lon. And I love you. And you know everything that I'm talking about ahead of time, so it's not like this is new. So, again, what's the solution? I don't know what the solution is. Maybe you're in an ideal communicative relationship out there where everything goes 100% great all the time. Maybe your spouse works with you. I always dreamt about that would be a good thing. If you worked with your spouse, then you could coordinate schedules, right? Then they would get some idea of what's going on in your life, how it really works. Well, that doesn't always work out either, right? Okay, enough subtle bitching. I wouldn't have it any other way. I've worked a lot of jobs, and those all have problems too. Every single job I've had issues that were at times near unbearable, and all the time just kind of that dull, why am I here? I have to be here. That's right. Why am I here? I have to be here. That's right. Why am I here? About the only job that I liked, and even that had certain challenges, was working with my parents in a family business. And that was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of challenge, and it was a lot of, there's a lot of pain involved there too. But I have to exclude that one. All my other jobs, I didn't have too many great white-collar jobs. I had a lot of tough jobs because in most cases I was going back and forth between entrepreneurial ventures, just trying to figure it all out. I did have a few cool white-collar jobs, like with company cars and things like that. But again, those come with challenges, right? Okay, I need to get out of this couch and stop the monologue. I feel like this is the monologue before the big shoe. I'm going to list 10 items. Darn it. How about you? I sure hope you're listening if you have things to list. If not, you know what I did the other day? I watched a couple YouTube shows on my bigger screen. Man, is that crazy and different. I'm afraid to watch my show on there, how different it would look. Most of my YouTube that I watch is on my second computer monitor. And, I watch it sort of like with one eye half the time or whatever, and I'm listening. Man, I watched it on the big screen, all formatted for the big screen. That was pretty crazy. I don't think I'll get to do that very often, but There you go. Let's get some listing done. How about that? Item number 1 is a vintage or antique doctor's bag, black leather, well worn, well used, quality bag. It's a Cruise, Kruse is on the bottom. Everything works on it. It's in pretty good shape, doesn't stink. Paid $25. Tried to get it for $20. Couldn't get it done. It's pretty cool inside. It's got all the slots for the instruments and the different things and all that. Nice quality bag. There's a lot of them out there. This is probably a good time of the year to sell them. People like to dress up as doctors or whatever, play doctor, I don't know. I listed it for $69.99 plus shipping, which is the least expensive Cruise bag available right now, at least when you put antique in the title. A bunch of them are selling at auction at 50 plus, so should go fairly well, especially when it goes on sale. $69.99 plus shipping, item 1 listed. Number 2 tonight is a Champion ceramic lined cooler. It's got kind of a Bakelite spout, which is really cool. And, you know, the Bakelite spout has lasted, you know, this thing's got to be from no later than the 50s. It could be 40s, it could be 30s, I don't know. Time flies, right? Glass lined, ceramic lined, very solid, has some damage. As I was saying before my battery went out, some damage on the back, little dent, little dinger there, mostly intact. It didn't break the glass. So I paid, I think, $10 or $12 for that, and I listed it for $50 plus shipping to start with. Number 3 tonight, the fresher your plugs, the better your mileage. Champion. This is a fender protector. It's a vintage one. It's got a rubber backing. Put it on your car fender, truck fender, while you're working in the engine compartment. This one's got good colors. It's all Champion. There's no other goofy advertising on there. These sell range from $20, $30 at auction all the way up to over $100 for the right ones. I think this is the right one because of the way it looks. Made in USA, but it's got a little damage along the seam and slightly crinkly along the seam. Plenty of life left in it. I paid $25 or $30. I listed it for $59.99 plus shipping. Should go pretty well. There are a few with not quite as good of look and maybe not quite as vintage for sale around 50 bucks. Here is a Texas Instruments, I think it's a TI-30, but they private labeled it. They made it for Gold's or Gould's pumps. This is a pumping calculator to do calculations about the pumping industry, whether it's oil wells or whatever, I guess. It's in good shape. It's tested out. There's one guy that's got one listed for like 80 bucks. There's none sold. It's a fairly scarce, so if you're a calculator collector, this is one that you want. I listed mine for 30 plus shipping. It may take a little while to sell it. We'll see. Here's Mattel Electronics Football 2, or as Banana Peeler likes to say, Maddle. Anyhow, paid $1 or $2 or $3, I don't remember. A little bit dirty. It does take a 9 volt. The 9 volt was a little dirty in there. Sound doesn't work. Screen works. Not going to hassle with it. It's not worth listing. Out of here. This is not my next item. Sometimes that happens. You buy things for $1 or $2. Some of them you have to throw out. Alright, so number 5 is an Arthur Fulmer. I think it's Fulmer. AF40 Arthur Fulmer. it'll say it right there, and if the sticker's still there, it will say it there. So this one's got a face mask. Everything is well worn. This is from the 70s. The foam is gone. The strap is good. The back is a little jacked up. This is a small helmet. I haven't decided what sizes sell better, although I've done pretty well with larges. I do well with these helmets. This one is probably a 5 out of 10. People will shine them up, buff them up, and put new foam in them. A lot of these go overseas for scooter riders and whatever. But I don't remember what I paid. $5-10 max. $5-10. And this one will go for, occasionally I'll pay 20. I can't remember. I think I paid $5-10. I listed it for 70 plus shipping. That's a low priced one because of the condition and the color. You put a stripe on this thing, you could add $50 to it. Always look out for the Arthur Fulmer helmets. I pick them all up no matter what the condition. Alright, here's another helmet. I'm not sure what brand this is. Something with an A Dynamo, Snell approved. It's in pretty decent shape. I mean, it certainly needs some buffing out. Visor's cool. And it's got a little damage on the buckles there. Everything underneath is good except the padding, which always needs to be redone on these. Paid a whopping $3 for this. I'll list it for 60. I don't even know the size. I probably won't even list it as a size. It won't matter. Somebody will take it, restore it, and double, triple their money on the back end. They clean up pretty good if you know what you're doing, is what I suspect. I don't like cleaning stuff unless it's just dust and stuff I can get off easily. I think this is number 6. Alright, here's an old T1200 Toshiba laptop of some kind. Screen's good, keyboard's good. It's got the AC adapter. I can't tell if that's working or not. If I was electrically inclined, I'd stick something on one end and on the other and all that kind of crap. I usually don't care. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't sit here and belabor it. I'm going to throw it in that case for shipping, partially that case, and then in a box. I'm going to sell it parts that are not working, 30 plus shipping. Pretty good sell record for these. People do like them, fix them up, play around with them, need parts, whatever. So I don't know if it'll go for that, but that's what I will start with. I don't remember what we paid for this. Usually very little, $5 or less. Must be number 7 or 8. Let's check. 246 must be 7. Okay, here's an interesting example. This is number 8. I buy a lot of belt buckles, so I looked at this thing and I'm like, well, what the heck is that? Turns out it's a pocket watch fob. So you'd have this on your pocket watch, I guess. And so I've never really seen one or never paid attention, didn't really care. And I thought, wow, that's cool. So I ended up paying up for it. I think I paid $20 or $25, something like that, because I just thought it was old. Caterpillar's always a good name. And turns out there's a bazillion of them out there. They're all, surfacing from the teens, 20s, 30s, whenever pocket watches, 40s, 50s, and then everybody went to wristwatches. So there's a whole bunch of them out there. I just, for some reason, never picked up on them. So I listed this for $29.99 plus shipping. I will probably not break even on this item. That doesn't happen often. I'm always willing to admit it. This is number 8. I'm scrounging for number 9 and 10. I don't have much left in my office here. So number 9 and 10, if I can get the other one off, are the stop tank car connected signs, one-sided porcelain. You can see I kind of put a hole in the middle of that one, pulling the mounting pole through. They're on these sort of stake poles. They're stuck in the ground or whatever. And they've got old hardware on them. I've just got some smaller tools here. I've got my grinder and stuff if I really wanted to get crazy. But the condition of these, I'm not going to care too much. I don't know, this one might be, this one's a little better. The screws are so bad that you just can't really get them off. I got one off and the other didn't, so then I sat here and bended it back and forth and ended up pulling it through and got some porcelain dismemberment. So I think I paid $30 for both of these. I don't think they go for much more than $30 a piece. Must be fairly common or whatever. They're railroad, so I thought they'd be a little bit more, but guess there's a lot of them out there. So kind of neat. I'll have to look them up again. I'll give you a final before we get done with these. By the way, for those of you that are wondering, I'm not so rough on all my signs like that. I wouldn't do that with my curved Miller beer sign that I listed a few days ago. So I do handle most things with care, but I also know within a micron of judgment, if you believe that, when I should apply dealer force and when I should just be very gentle. Okay, well, the 9th item was the sign. The 10th item is this, because the last sign needs grinding, and at 11 plus p.m. at night in the neighborhood I'm in, you don't start grinding stuff. That just doesn't make sense. You probably have the police here pretty quickly. These neighborhoods are pretty quiet and lots of dogs, etc. So not a good idea. I'll have to wait till a nicer day or another day. So this is a Miller High Life Light beer can inflatable. There's a market for these inflatables. I don't know what I bought this for, not much. It probably I think I threw it in with a cooler is what I did. And so it really didn't cost me anything. I listed it for 13 bucks. So you might remember a fish that I listed last week or the week before. Getting dark here, getting dark in my office. An inflatable fish, new old stock, didn't open it up. Somebody bought that right away for $27 plus shipping. It was on sale for a few bucks off. So that's number 10, and that's going to be it for listing tonight. Really dragging, but got it done. $458 and 10 items. And as you can see, if this thing wasn't so blurry, maybe Blatt's man isn't blurry. There we go. Pretty bare over there, so I'm going to go to the back room and recharge for tomorrow, get a bunch of stuff up here. I don't know what to do with my guinea hens yet. They make pretty good targets. I think that's what somebody did with them. And my what I thought was a dealer promo car that's not. I'll probably have to list that tomorrow, or I can just keep putting it off. So what I do is I wipe my surface down, let it dry, wipe my surface down, let it dry, bring a bunch of new stuff in here. $458 and 10. All right. I've had a couple chats with Wheeler already today that I don't show. You guys think maybe I don't talk to him, but I talk to him all the time. $458 and 10. He's working on lenses again tonight, trying to stay the course on the camera stuff, even though he likes the watches. Of course, he's really into that, finding some good ones, listing some. Look at that. Tomorrow night's going to be tough. It's gone, and those are gone. We're getting down there. We're getting closer to the halfway point. I don't know if I'm going to do it next month. I don't think so. I think next month I'm actually changing my schedule. Just throwing it out there. I'm considering taking one day off a week besides Sunday and doing some things around the house, which includes getting ready to build our building. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I need to take a little more time off, and I think I'm in a position to do that. What I might do is do that, and then the days I'm in the office still list 10 and make that a goal, because boy, that really works out good. You get a lot of stuff processed. It just feels a heck of a lot better, and I don't have to do it all on Saturdays when I'm in in the winter here, I don't have to do, I have to do it all at once. So let's see what Wheeler's up to.
What's up, dealer? Watch crazy, man.
No, I thought we were trying to finish off camera lenses.
I'm working on it, man. Working on it.
So I got 450 up, 458 up. Are we gonna make it?
Making it.
Okay.
Yep, I think I have 150 in watches and a $330 lens and then some other good stuff. So.
Okay.
But they're ready, and I'll get a few more things listed here.
So taking apart and playing with watches.
Well, I'm gonna wear this one.
Okay. Well, you want to go picking this Saturday?
So you're going, I'm going.
Yeah, we were talking about it. Still undecided whether it looks good. We got a lot of stuff. I'll see how much I could pull forward to my little listing shoot there. I can see that I'm keeping up, but you're not keeping up, dude.
I'm working on it, yeah.
And I say that.
It'll just take a little bit longer than most.
I'm not saying that seriously, but we are really loading up on cameras and watches.
I know that. Every time we go out,
Yeah.
fill back up.
Yeah.
Fill back up already, full store.
Yeah. So I don't know what we're gonna do there. I always threaten to start listing camera stuff. I really don't want to, though. I just don't have a desire. It's kind of something you got to be passionate about.
Yep.
It's hard to trickle in and trickle out. Now I can list things like manuals, and I can list things like the advertising pieces and signs and a bunch of stuff. We got manuals from somebody. Here's how far we got with them. There's a whole box of them. We never even opened it.
Nope, haven't opened it yet. Definitely will be interesting to see when we open it.
We bought those from a fellow picker.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, it's probably pretty exciting in there. We just don't have time for it right now. One of these days we're going to have to stop buying.
Yep.
And nestle in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, stop buying so heavy. I mean, if we can't ever dig out.
Yep.
All right. Anything else to say for today? Because I got to get editing and move along. What do you got there?
Don't think that's worth a significant amount of money. I don't know exactly how old it is, but probably 1960s Herco military style watch. Really cool, actually. I like the look.
Yeah, you like it?
Super small.
Excuse me. Yeah, you like it that small?
Okay.
Yeah.
People are saying the trend is going back to smaller watches, and I apparently in the watch thing I have a super small wrist as far as everything goes. We haven't picked up a single watch yet except women's watches that actually fit me.
I'd have to.
Right out of the box. What's up with that?
I'd have to squint at that. I've been okayed by the big boss at home to get glasses this year if I want them. I think I'm gonna wait. We do that tax deferral thingy wingy, and we got some sort of account with all that medical fringe medical stuff. I think I'm gonna save up and get a tooth removed instead. How fun!
Yeah.
Huh. We'll push that till next year.
Yeah.
Love to get those teeth yanked. Getting old is awesome.
Yep.
Well, I'm getting the way I look at it, I'm getting one step closer. Maybe we can melt some of this gold down. I'm getting one step closer to having that big gold grill
there you go.
up front. I got to get one of those schmelting machines so we can fit one to my face.
Yep. Pretty sure I'm keeping the super scope here.
Oh, now we're keeping it.
Apparently is a spotting scope that has an attachment on it to be a super microscope. Actually, they sell on B&H Photo and Video for $130, brand new. And you really can't find them on eBay or anything. But it's super useful for me. It's useful.
So you're going to use it for watches?
Yep. Watches, cameras, anything that needs super magnification.
We tried to use it on
that.
Tried to use it on that painting, but it's not really made for flat surfaces.
Well, what we have to do is take off this little light scope.
I see.
Because with this on and infinity, it focuses on a flat piece of paper right on the bottom of that. The light scope thing is handy if you're trying to focus on something flat, so you can get some light in there.
Yeah.
You can look out straight on, but you can do that too.
Great.
Yep. I've noticed I'm using it more and more, so I'm like, okay, it's not worth $250 or whatever I was thinking it might be.
Right.
So super fancy. Wants to get a goober goob.
Goober goob. Yeah.
Anything else? I got like an oversized Timex, just some fancy watches in here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. Like I said, I got my number up there. I'm gonna get this video going and start bringing some stuff up to my shoot, my inner office shoot. We'll see you later.
That's cool.
Okay, wrapping it up. I almost took a nap.
Through these lenses in another day or two, hopefully.
I don't know. There's a lot of them in there yet. He's getting so sidetracked with watches. I knew it would happen, but what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? Everything's going just fine. Okay, I'm going to zip, zap, zoo out of here. And tomorrow's Friday. We got some fun planned. And somewhere in there, we got to finish the school week. I got to finish the school week with the kids. Get a run in. Get packed up if we're going to go picking. And what else? Bowling maybe at night. Oh yeah. Somehow I've got to list 10 items. Oh my goodness, that's going to be... I don't like missing out on sleep anymore if I don't have caffeine as a fallback. Tell you what, it makes for a long day and I have to grab a nap somewhere on the road. I don't like that very much. Sleep at the flea market. They do have beds for sale and couches. Maybe I could just try one out. All right, pick well, list often. Dealer is out.
Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.